Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tatiana. I am a business coach and mentor for women that want to start their own stationery businesses, and I'm excited because I'm doing Vlogmas. So this is one of the many videos within the Vlogmas. So today I thought it would be fun to do a Q&A with you guys, and I just posted the thing about the Q&A not too long ago, so I'm probably going to film the Q&A over the course of today and tomorrow, and then that way there will be a decent amount of questions to answer. But well, last night we actually went to a little Christmas parade here. So that was a little bit of that. We had a little like local parade. And then the other thing is now today I am doing my hair. It was long overdue for me to wash this hair, y'all, like really overdue. And before I get into these questions, I wanted to just share with you guys and also just kind of ask to let's start the conversation in the comments as well. So I went through this kind of like, I don't even really know what you call it, but a little bit before my birthday. My birthday's in August. It's August 4th. A little bit before my birthday, I started feeling kind of anxious. I just felt like I needed to find something that I could control. And so I chopped my hair off, okay? I chopped my hair off in August, and the reason that I know that I was trying to find something to control is just because I felt I was kind of at like the peak of my anxiety. And just as like a little bit of an insight, I was just feeding into a lot of just the different things that were going on in the world, way more than I needed to, and it was just starting to kind of rule me a little bit. And so I finally just had to kind of step back from that. But before I stepped back from it, I chopped my hair off. So I've cut my hair many times in the past. I've been natural for I think like 10 years now. I went natural right before I graduated from college in 2012. I went natural that year before, so 2011. And then I basically transitioned through graduation and everything, and then I ended up big chopping that summer. So I've been natural since 2011. So that's 10 years. And it's just crazy because I've chopped my hair so many times since then. I did the big chop. It was like probably this long. I think I let it get pretty long for a while. Then I cut it off again just because I was kind of tired with it. And then I cut it off another time. So I've cut it probably like 3 or 4 times, like big cuts. But this was the shortest I've done since my big chop when I did it in August. And so I'll try to insert the like little video that I did. I did like a little Instagram reel on it when it happened because I don't know. And I thought at first, I was like, oh, I'm gonna love this. But the reality was I hated the haircut, y'all. Like I hated the haircut, and I'm not even trying to be funny, like, and I'm looking in the mirror, so I apologize. I'm not looking at you guys the entire time. I'm trying to make sure I'm getting this. I got a new flat iron and this thing is hot. But anyway, so I ended up doing my haircut and I hated it. And a lot of people ask like, oh, do you regret cutting? I'm like, oh, I've cut it before and all that stuff, but it was so long, y'all. Like my hair was like down here. Like it was the longest my hair had ever been. It was like pretty much, it was making its way to my butt, okay? But yeah, it was like about right here. Definitely to my elbow. And I was like able to like just So I miss my hair a lot, but I'm at the point where I know that it'll grow back just because I've experienced this so many times, and that is the truth. It really will grow back. So now I'm just kind of enjoying the shortcut for what it is, but I am growing my hair back out. But I mentioned the whole part about the being natural and everything, and just the haircut and all that stuff, because I just feel like sometimes you just need a change. Is really what I'm getting to. And I'm kind of over wearing it natural and curly and doing that whole look, and there's nothing against anyone that does that. Like, I love curls, I love curly hair, but I feel like I'm just kind of over it. And so now I'm thinking I want to just kind of just rock it straight, you know, like, and just enjoy like that. Not necessarily get a relaxer, but just do it straight more. Like, I think I was kind of making myself feel guilty about doing that because I was like so dead set on like not putting a lot of heat on my hair and all these different things. But I just feel like I'm at a point where I just want to enjoy my life and do what makes me happy, you know? And I'm constantly just trying to really make sure that I'm confident in who I am as a woman. And there's just sometimes like it's just hard to do my hair when it's curly for me. It's a lot to maintain. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. I don't know if anyone else feels like that. Like, if you have kind of, maybe you've been natural and then you're kind of getting over the curls, or maybe you just feel like you needed to change your look up for whatever reason. I just go through these seasons with it, and it is what it is. But the short hair, it's growing on me. It definitely took a while. I was wearing it in a bun for a long time, y'all. But I finally did decide to just embrace it. So that's what you're seeing now, is me embracing it. But anyway, the first question I wanted to answer, just because it was a really good one, somebody said, I would be interested in your, and this is, the person's name is TD. I would be interested in your journey to purchasing your new home. You spoke on it a little about having faith and initially wondering if it would or could happen. So I'm definitely not going to go into extreme detail just because I don't necessarily want to put all my business out there, and I think that's, you know, that's fair. But what I will share, of course I will share some things with you guys just because, you know, I got to give y'all a little bit of the info, is that we went to the place, I don't know what you kind of call it, like the office here for the development, where they have like all the floor plans and you can meet with the agent and everything like that. We did that in August of 2020, and my husband was just like really adamant about like us looking at houses and stuff. And at the time, both of our credit was not good. Like, it was not good credit. I'll just say that. Like, it was not good. The scores were not good at all. And so in my head, I'm like, well, we really just need to focus on working on our credit. Like, that's really where we need to put this focus right now. And so he was just really dead set on us going. And so we went to the place. And I remember we saw the model and everything, and I was like, okay, that's cool and all, but, you know, whatever. The loan officer was like, please, you know, come back, we can sit down, we can put the numbers in, we'll get the paperwork together. And I'm just like, okay. So I remember we had went back home while we waited for the appointment because Emery needed to take a nap. And we were like talking to my dad about it because my dad is just like one of those people you call about these types of things. So we called and we talked to him, and he was just like, you know, like, well, what's the worst that can happen? You know, just go see, you never know. The guys you kind of gave him an idea of the situation. Me and my husband both have a boatload of student loans, and just, you know, like average debt as well, just with other things. And so I wasn't really sure how this was all going to work out, because I'm like, all I hear is people saying like, you need to have excellent credit, you need to have all this money to put down. And I'm like, we don't have any of those things. Like, we had $0 to put down, y'all. Okay. But anyway, my husband was a Marine, so we were able to use the VA loan, which saved us, because with the VA loan, and I'm sure there's different stipulations, so definitely look into this, but with the VA loan, you don't have to put anything down. So that was the first kind of like blessing and just like God is good type situation, because we didn't have to put anything down. Okay, y'all, this is, do you see the, okay, let's get through this. I'm so excited right now. But yeah, the VA loan is legit. But at the same time, because we did the VA loan, when we got to the end of the process, because again, we built this house, the process was really long. I'm sure a lot of it probably had to do with just the pandemic stuff, but it just in general, it was a longer process. I think there were some delays, you know, they weren't having as many workers as normal and just different things. So the biggest thing I would say is it is definitely a waiting process if you choose to go the building route. But I'm trying not to burn my ear. It was a long process. But anyway, so we started that in August. They broke ground in November. And meantime, we went to the design center and did all of those different things. And all this is going on and we still don't necessarily know if we got the house, because with the way our situation was, we had to do work leading up until the house was getting built and finished in order for us to get put in, for them to actually like put in for the loan and everything. I can't even remember the lingo now. I don't want to remember it because it was such a stressful process, y'all. Like, it was so stressful. But we had work to do. So we had to pay off debts. We had to, you know, just do different things. We had to, like if there was disputes on stuff, we had to remove it. Like, it was just a lot of different things. So that was one thing I learned about the process that I was not aware of, is that you don't have to, at least with the VA, again, I don't want to speak for anything other than what I have experienced, but with the VA loan, they worked with us through the process. So the whole time we really, to be honest, it just felt like we never knew if the house was 100% ours, because we were doing everything the loan officer told us to do. You know, we were following all of those steps, but it was never like anybody just straight up was like, oh yeah, the house is yours, this is approved. And I mean, even up until like the week before we closed on the house, we still did not know if it was ours. We were still like, okay, you know, like, was it approved? For a really long time, it was in like the review phase, which I cannot remember what was the name of that phase? It's like the phase when it goes into review and they're just kind of like looking at everything. They're asking for like last minute things. They might have you write a letter. Something at the very last minute came up and then we had to like pay something off. It was just like different things. So the biggest thing I would just say of why I kind of said that from the question, because you were asking like how I said we almost didn't get it and we did. The loan officer was always really confident and he would say different things, but then it was like sometimes he would go back and be like, well, actually we need to see more of this, and I'd be like, but I thought you said we were good. And so like it just was a lot of back and forth. It was a very emotional process, but in the end, the biggest thing looking back is just that it was by the grace of God that we got in here and that everything fell into place. We still had to do closing costs, so we had that saved up and ready to go. And just different things like that. But it was a process. So my biggest tip is, if this is something that you're considering looking into, be open to it, because you never know. I mean, like I said, I went into it just knowing like, yeah, we're not ready to buy a house right now. And it ended up working out for us. So there's always, y'all, I am like, what the? It is so, it's so nice. I'm sorry. I'm just really impressed because this is the first time I'm using this flat iron. I finally decided to get a ceramic one because for a long time I had this other one like for the last probably like 5 or 6 years. And I was watching this guy here on YouTube and his silk presses, and shoot, I almost was lightweight, like, can I fly out to Chicago to get your silk press? But anyway, I watched a couple different silk press videos and I looked up like what is a good flat iron. I changed up my shampoo and my conditioner and just some different things to see, and like this result is salon. This is a salon result right now. Like I'm sorry, but I'm just so excited because since we've moved here, I have not been able to find anybody to do my hair. In Albuquerque, there's like no one, and the few people that I've seen, I'm just not really sure, like they don't really have the best pictures to show me their work, and then like some of them are a little sketchy. It's like, are you even open for business? So luckily, I know how to do my own hair. I've been doing my own hair for years. I really have never gone to a salon regularly, but I'm like all over the place. I'm just really excited about my hair. So I hope that helped a little bit. The biggest thing I'll just say with the whole home thing is that it is not for the weak-hearted. You definitely need to up your faith level. I mean, you should up your faith level anyway, but definitely if you're going into this process, and if you have a situation like us. Now, if it's different where you're going in, you have great credit, you already have a down payment ready to go, you're not necessarily doing a VA loan, or maybe you are, then the situation could definitely be different for you. There are options out there. I've heard of NACA. I think that's another way you can kind of like, I'm not sure exactly what that is, but I have heard of it. And they work with first-time home buyers and even like minorities, I believe. So definitely look into that if it's a goal of yours, if it's something that you're trying to do, because I'm such a believer now with the fact that anything is possible even when the stuff does not add up. Like in one of my recent videos from Vlogmas that I did, I talked about the difference of knowing versus believing, and that's really a situation where like you might know that you don't have the credit score, you don't have the money you need and all that stuff, but God is real, and you know he will have it for you. So just hang in there. I know it's a stressful process, and it's stressful to think about, especially if it's something you're striving for to do. So I don't know, just hang in there. But y'all, like, my hair looks so good. Okay, it was worth all of the deep condition and the literally like blow drying and all that stuff. It was worth this moment because this looks so good. So good. If y'all do need a new straightener, I think it's a combination of everything that I'm using, because I'm really finding that it's not always just about the straightener. It's about the shampoo and conditioner. It's about how well you cleanse your hair and different things like that. And the process I used to work great, but then I started noticing like I was doing it and my hair wasn't really getting as straight. And I'm like, okay, let me go back to the drawing board. Maybe I'm getting a little lazy. Maybe I'm forgetting something. I did a deep conditioner this time, which I'm not always good at doing. And then I got this little like, sorry, there's hair all over, but just if you're curious, this Redken All Soft shampoo and conditioner from Ulta. I always use some type of blow dry spray. I either switch between this one from Ion or there's one from Kenra that I use, and then I actually used this for the first time. I've never used this before, but it's this little Miracle 10 leave-in. And y'all, this little combo plus this new flat iron that I just got, it was on sale from Black Friday. It's the Babyliss or Babyliss, I don't know how you pronounce it, but Babyliss Pro porcelain ceramic iron. It wasn't too pricey. Like I know some flat irons can be like $200-300. I think I got it for like $75, so that's actually not that bad. And like it I'm so excited. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Evan has this Alabama game on right now. Ma'am, you're loud. You're kind of loud. You're kind of loud. You want to make the gingerbread? Yeah. Well, can you hold on, please? Let me just rinse these potatoes, okay? We're getting ready for dinner. He's out there grilling some chicken, and I've especially requested these tuna steaks because I really like tuna steak. So that, and then I'm washing off some potatoes. We're going to do some potatoes on the grill, and then I'm going to make some green beans to go with the dinner. So just getting that together. But yeah, I really like the way my hair turned out. Like it turned out really good. I'm probably going to go back and touch up this front area, but y'all, the gray hair is on another level. Like I need something. I definitely could dye it, but my thing is like I'm gonna have to keep up with the dyeing, so it's like either I just have to deal with it or I have to just be ready to regularly dye it. I don't know, but it's a lot to handle. It's a lot to handle. I wanted to answer another one of the questions though, and I'm probably only going to answer one more because this video is actually pretty long now. So I think it actually might be kind of cool. I'll leave that Q&A up. So if you see this video, the Q&A is still up. So if you want to ask me a question, I'm going to just answer them throughout Vlogmas, just in my random videos and vlogs. Some of them I might even turn into a whole video depending on the topic. And then I think that way I can make sure that I get a lot of the questions answered. You may turn on the Christmas tree? What do you say? Okay. All right, let's turn on the tree.
Oh, okay, Stephanie, Auntie. Now the color the soy. See? What?
The next question is from Kathleen Cook, and she asked, "What are some tips to planning your business Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me say it first. What are some tips to planning your business a year in advance, or do you plan month to month? Thanks. Okay, so yeah, this is a good question. Do you need me to put them in foil with oil or anything?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Never that.
Okay, so to answer that question, the main thing I would, Evan, the crinkling of the bag. You want me to put? You want to put it on a napkin or something? You can put it in here. Here. You want to put it in here?
No, I'm good.
You can still eat it. It's just loud.
Yeah, I'm good.
All this is being recorded.
I got it.
Okay, perfect.
Hello.
Typically, I do a little bit of both. So I'll do yearly and monthly, and basically what that looks like is at the end of every year I'll kind of sit down, look at the calendar, and then I'll think of what I want to do. So if I'm thinking about releasing any new products, or if I know I want to do like a specific sale, like this particular year for 2021 was my 5-year anniversary for my business, so I knew that I wanted to do some kind of either like exclusive sale or launch a special product or something for that. So I just kind of do like loose planning for that. I also have gotten in the habit, last year was actually my first year, I'm going to do it again, of sitting down and kind of planning out how much I plan to make through my businesses and just through the different options there are to make money, just to have a plan. So then that way you have something to kind of look at throughout the year and see what's working, what's not working. So definitely that's kind of what I do for the beginning of the year. And then I do a lot more intensive quarterly planning, and that's when I'll get specific with what's actually going to happen within that 3 months. So that's where I'll actually take the time to think of what's going to specifically be launching, what are the dates and the specific details, what needs to be done, the to-dos, and then that's where the breakdown of the monthly happens. So I kind of do a little bit of everything, but the yearly planning is really where I get a lot of the big ideas out of the way. And then sometimes everything that I write down for the year doesn't always actually happen for that year, but it still gives me a good starting point. So then when I sit down to plan out the quarter, which is like a big time for me, quarterly planning is probably my biggest planning that I do. When I sit down and do that, I always refer back to the year goals, the year income goals, the year plans for what I want to release, and different things that kind of fit within that quarter. And so that's kind of how I do it. I can definitely do a more specific video because it's around that time for me to sit down and do my yearly planning. So I can definitely share with you guys a little bit more in depth if you want to see, but that's pretty much how I do it. Okay, y'all, so I'm getting ready to wrap this video up. I apologize, the lighting is all over the place because the kitchen is weird, but is anybody else scared to use like a normal lighter? I always have them use the lighter. We have this one that's like, it's a USB one that you can charge and it lights up, but I can't find it, so I think it's upstairs. Yeah, that made it onto the video. Oh, what is that? I don't even know what I want to say. I was gonna wrap the video up. You just threw me off with that. Oh yeah. So I ended up ordering this Our Place pan, and if you've heard of Our Place pan before, then you know it's really expensive, but I wanted to try it, and it was on like the lowest I've seen it so far. So I ended up getting this color, this like kind of cute tan color, but the pan comes with a little spatula that just sits right on this little divot part or whatever. It just sits on there really nicely. I'm about to use this to make our green beans for the first time, so I'm about to wash it. But anyway, I just had to share that because I literally just unpacked it. And yeah, I'm excited for it. It's got the little lid. This is an expensive pan, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say. But we needed new cookware, and I'm really trying to just invest in better things. I watched a lot of reviews on this pan for the last year. Like, that's how long I've been researching it. And then when I saw that it was on sale for Black Friday week, I was like, okay, I think this might be my time to jump on it. And then it also comes with this little kind of drain thing too. I'm probably saying that wrong, but basically you can use, like, if you're picking stuff up and it's, you know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I think that's gonna be it. I'm gonna wrap it up so I can get the green beans started. This was a really fun vlog. I definitely will continue to answer the questions, so make sure you guys go to that community post or even comment down below on this video if you have any questions you want me to answer. Again, they can be personal, they can be business. I'm an open book. I love to share, I love to motivate and encourage and just give you guys whatever I can. That is what I'm here for, so definitely ask away if you do have any questions. Say bye to the video.
Like the video.
Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Bye. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Potential. You're starting to sound a lot like Lori.
This is my quick blanket. And this is my light.
Yeah, I'll say that. When you go through the door, you're going to see office number 2.